Our next stop is the home of Lisa Eccles in Arcadia. Lisa, I just love your color-themed gardens. Tell me a bit about these.
Well, thank you very much. This is my blue garden. I'm a pretty much of a cobalt buff. I love cobalt and the old glassware and things, and so I just decided to make this the blue garden, and I like to recycle things and spray in blue and to see if I can grow things in there.
I love the blue glass bottles and the way you've displayed those in a container. That's lovely.
I got that idea from one of the local gardens here in town, and then the bottles are like what my folks do in Germany. They always turn bottles up in the yard
and put those out throughout the garden.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I like the bowling ball too. We're big fans of using whatever you can find in the garden, and that certainly won't get broken the way the gazing balls do.
They split if you don't take them in for the winter, but they're pretty hardy.
And you've matched the blue with some purple and pink, which really just brightens up this little area of the landscape.
This wisteria, when it's in bloom, is Japanese wisteria, and it's just the most beautiful, vibrant pink that sets the blue off.
And you have other areas in the landscape with different colors as well, right?
Yes, I do. I have a new chartreuse garden behind. I'm still collecting things of chartreuse colors to spice it up. And then I also have a red garden in the back, and that's a nice pop of color all seasons of the year.
And then up front there's a yellow, and it's a beautiful shade garden. It really shows what you can do even in a shady spot. Let's go take a look at that. Well, we're in your yellow and orange garden, and tell me a bit about the inspiration for this.
Well, the inspiration was really my friend Cynthia, who's also one of my good friends and bunco gal. She was a big OSU fan, and she started me on like Cleopatra and different kinds of cannas, and you know, there's lots of native and hardy perennials that grow in Oklahoma that are yellow and orange.
Very nice. And I know in here you have a lot of hostas on the back side and the elephant ears to give a lot of color and just a little bit of pop in the shade. But I like how you pulled that yellow into the foliage as well here with the cannas, and of course all of your ornamentation that you add on.
Thank you.
Very playful. So this area used to be all garden, right? And
just got to be a little too much for me with knee problems, and so
I think it's beautiful the way you've created the very organic bed lines. Let the trees continue to do what they're doing. Now down at the far end, you told me you had a problem with a runaway plant, and tell me about that. I think that's great.
Well, at the beginning, you can imagine I was trying to find plants to fill in this whole area, and it's also used the shade and the sun. And one of the gardeners sold me on this chameleon plant, and it goes everywhere.
Right. We battled this plant. I know it well. But now you have the turf in, so
yes, it's a lot easier for me. My husband mows it.
And you could use that as a barrier, so it keeps the chameleon plant down at one end of the garden and protects the rest of it.
Right. It does stay pretty contained in that area also. So,
well, this is just a beautiful shady nook, but you have one more very special area.
Yes,
your secret
my
garden.
secret garden, yeah.
So Lisa, this is your secret garden.
Yes.
And I always love vegetable gardens like this that are equal parts flowers and vegetables. And you told me earlier this is kind of inspired by your exchange family in Germany, right?
Yes, my mom and pop Bentrup. I've been going over there for years, and they always had these beautiful but functional gardens. And so when I had a place where I could put up a garden, I tried to make it like a European garden.
Very nice. And it's also very productive, like you said. You've harvested many tomatoes, put those up in cans.
Oh yes. Every jar I have, I filled this year. The tomatoes were really good this year.
And there's some fun seeds. You always try some different seeds. The zinnias with those round heads, I just adore those. I'm gonna have to try them next year.
Yeah, I got those from Berkeley, and they're a lot of fun to grow.
And you have family that visits here, right? Your
Yes,
grandkids?
I'm originally from Kansas, and my mom comes down, and we have neighbors stop by and stuff, and then I have grandchildren in Choctaw. So.
And I just love one of those great homemade touches you have at the entrance to the garden here. Tell me about Granny's mailbox.
Oh, Granny's mailbox. It's where it's a concept we read about, and we decided we'd start doing it with our granddaughter so that she would want to come over and she would get little gifts in there when the mailbox was up.
So if the flag's up, the
she
fairy
knows
has
that
been
garden
here.
fairy has come, Granny. And sometimes I leave little bits of like glitter and stuff because she's seen a picture of the garden fairy that we superimposed on from the internet. So yeah, she loves that. She loves it.
There's one other homemade touch that I definitely wanted to share before we leave, and that is your rock structures. Let's go look at that.
Okay.
Each of your color-themed gardens has a color-coordinated post, and you've made these yourself. Tell us about these.
Yes, we had leftovers from the Winfield limestone that we built our house with, and it's of course from Kansas. And I started with 4x4s, and then I covered them with chicken wire, and then all kinds of grout and cement, and I call them my Kansas wacky posts.
Well, they are just a delightful addition. I love them. You have such a fun garden, and I could see your imagination at play here. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you, Kim.